Welcome to my channel. That's me. I'm Han. I'm kind of newish to posting on YouTube, and I want to make videos about art and wellness. I'm so happy you're here. Now on to today's video. Like if you like, and subscribe. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be doing a graphic design vlog today. I'm going to be working on a piece for my class, so I thought I'd take you along with me behind the creation of that and showing some of the tools I'm using and see what I can come up with. I have to create two different compositions that are the same but have two different color palettes. So one needs to be demonstrating balance in a color palette, and then the other one needs to be demonstrating hierarchy. So this is all new for me. I'm just learning for the first time. I have this cool little website we're shown in class, and I want to show it with you all. This is the website. It's called mycolor.space. It's really cool because what you can do is you just select a color. So you just click in this box, some yellow. So then you hit generate, and then you scroll down, and it makes you all these amazing color palettes. So you can use them in your graphic design or illustration or whatever kind of designs that you like. So I am going to be doing a composition based on the Hobbit. So I want some kind of like dark green, but like not too dark, maybe like that. And then hit generate. And then yeah, so from these palettes, I'm going to select ones that I think are the best for, oh, this is a nice one. It's kind of like monochromatic for my assignment. And yeah, so I think, ooh, I like this one. I'm going to put my camera up and just record my screen so you can see me working. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for being here. Okay, welcome to voiceover Hannah as I take over the audio portion of this video. So I'm not gonna be like going step by step through everything I do. There's definitely lots of great tutorials on YouTube that can show you specifically how to do the things you might like to do on YouTube, but this is not that video. This is more like a walkthrough for inspiration, for entertainment, and I will be touching on like a couple of things that I am doing in the process, so you may learn some things along the way. So basically on my computer screen, which is the little screen, like my laptop screen that you can see in the little circle, I have a reference image that I am referencing of a Hobbit hole. I also have the color website that I was showing earlier in this video. So for this project, I wanted to keep it simple with simple shapes and simple colors. I wanted to keep it very monochrome and keep the color balanced for this first image, and that's what I'm working on right now. I'm just using circles, and you'll see that earlier I used the warp tool to make this kind of like warpy brown shape, essentially. That is the tunnel of the Hobbit hole. I also see here I'm making some lines. I use the brush tool to make these lines. I think if I were to do it again, I would use the line tool, but I tried to use the curvature tool. I think you can see that here, but it wasn't working for me that well. I'm not an expert with the curvature tool. I don't have a lot of experience with it. You never know until you try. So yeah, so here I'm just playing around with some colors. Yeah, I'm going to put some music on and just let it play for a little bit. The ideal way. Ideally, I would have just drawn lines across with the line tool. I didn't want to restart, so I just kind of made do with what I could. But yeah, here I am making the hills in the background, and I used the curvature tool, I think, to make this kind of like road path sort of thing, and I just used circles to make the hills in the background. I love the color. I love that this is a concept that we actually learned in my class, but because the road is the same color as the background, our brains kind of fill in the gaps, so you can like leave negative white space in it. I think it's called closure. Your brain will essentially fill in the gaps. And then here I'm making these little stones, and I could have left them as little ovals, but I wanted to make them kind of like wonky looking, so I thought, when am I ever going to do something like this again? I decided to warp all the little stones so they had some texture or shape to them, give them a little bit of variety. The reason why I then changed the darker colors, like the red and the brown, to green was because I didn't feel like it was balanced enough for the assignment. I didn't want any color to stand out. I wanted to make it very even toned, monochromatic, and not have a lot of contrast. There is some contrast in this image, but it's fairly balanced. I tried to, and that was the goal. That was the whole assignment, was to make this version balanced. So you'll see in the later version that I changed the color of the like Hobbit, the actual whole shape, I think, or maybe it's the door, I don't know. But yeah, I changed that to add an element of hierarchy to draw the attention of the eye to that part of the composition. But in this specific version, I wanted to keep it all green. I added some dimension and some texture. Here I am adding some lines to add shape and shadow and highlight, and I just feel like an image is really flat without it. I really like how this turned out. I love playing with Photoshop to do different graphic design elements, because historically, if you have been following me since the beginning of my channel, which is only a handful of you, I think, I started out as a photographer, and then I really realized that I liked doing illustration work and graphic work, and so that's the avenues I've been venturing down as of late. And I've been loving it, and have been finding it like really energizing. I still love photography, and I'll always be a photographer and have elements of photography that I really enjoy. But this work has just been so fun and so enriching, and I've been loving just being able to, create different compositions and like different images and different, posters and things like that. So let me know if you like hearing about graphic design stuff, because I could talk about it forever. It just excites me so much. And yeah, so I have at this point saved the first version, and now I'm working on the second version, where I am going to change the color to demonstrate hierarchy. I'm just gonna let it play for a little bit while you watch me do this. Here I am selecting a color palette for the second version of this image. So the brief said to keep basically all elements of the second composition the same as the first, and the only thing we were meant to change was to make the color palette demonstrate hierarchy. So I went with this like orangey, deep-ish reddish color, because I found it was complementary to the greens, and red is traditionally a complementary to green color. I did mess around with the color of the door and the color of the knob as well. I did play around with the orange a little bit, make it nice and dark, and then the lines as well. So thanks for coming along with me as I created these pieces for class. I'm just gonna go over with you really quick what the final product was. So let me show you. This was my first, this was the first one for color, an example of color balance. So as you can see, all the colors are balanced, it's pretty monochromatic as well. I did that intentionally because I thought it was an easy way to show color balance. And then this would be color hierarchy, and basically what that means is like the colors here are attracting your eye to the piece. Yeah, and so everything else is pretty much the same as the one above, but just changing the colors in here a little bit. Yeah. Which one do you like better? Let me know in the comments. I'm kind of torn. I think I kind of like the monochromatic one, but this red is really nice. Maybe if I were to do it again, I would change some of the other surrounding colors, but I didn't want to mess with it too much because it is for homework. And so the purpose of it was to demonstrate our understanding of color. So yeah. And to the end, I hope you got something out of it. Leave me a comment. Let me know what projects you're working on, or if you're also a student in graphic design. I'd love to hear from you as well. See you next time, and